Alright, so we're gonna get on the lot tour right now, right? Do you know anything about this tour?
Have you seen Fast and Furious?
And it's Haley's first time, right? Jacob, you excited to be on the lot tour? Tell us what you think.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Huh? I guess he's excited. Looks like our train's here.
Alright guys, so who's never done this before a day in their life? Anybody a new kid today? For real? That's 90% of the tram out of Compton. So anything that you're guessing at this point is better than that, okay? Let's hear it.
Did you hear that? Mrs. Barrett.
You're not gonna know the movie, guys, I'm sorry. But just tell me, who is this? I think it's soundstage number 12. That has been home to Tropic Thunder, Inception, but nowadays it's home to The Voice. Now, we have 24 soundstages, as I mentioned earlier. We're in the process of working our way back up to 50. We've got quite a bit of an expansion plan happening for us here on the lot. Now, we're driving through our front lot, which is made up mostly of sound stages and office spaces, right? So, this is actually an area I like to call Steve Harvey Land, because we not only have him filming one, but 2 shows here on the Universal lot. He has his daytime talk show that films here in historical soundstage number 1. It has been home to Conan as well as Chelsea Handler in its time, but now he also has Family Feud filming here on the lot. In fact, the audience for Family Feud hangs out in these tents here on our left-hand side when they're not needed on set, which is not very often. They're always needed on set. Hi guys. So yeah, you never know what you're gonna see, but when the audience is needed, in fact, when they're called back to set, they gather their belongings and they cross the street to the right-hand side here, and they're loaded into Soundstage 29. Hi y'all, how's it going? This is for Family Feud, right? Great. Now, essentially, yes, I mean, you're seeing them waiting in line, but you're waiting in line here on the Universal Studios lot. So, I mean, there are worse places to be hanging out, and you never really truly know who you're going to see. They're filming in Soundstage 29 here on our right-hand side. We even got the sign here. But they could easily spot America Ferrera walking around, because America Ferrera filmed Superstore in Soundstage 21 here on our left-hand side on NBC. On our right-hand side, we're seeing kind of a cluster of soundstages here, 41 through 44. Now, this is an area we like to call Sitcom Alley. Now, there was a time in our history when we were a part of the up-and-coming big motion picture studios that we were the only ones investing in television. The rest of the studios only wanted to do movies. So when we decided that we were going to invest in TV, it's one of the main reasons why we're thriving to this day. And all of our television shows, mostly sitcoms, we're filming here in these sound stages. Now, we still have a few sitcoms that film here. One of them is Marlon, with Marlon Wayans on NBC. Another one is The Good Place, right here on the right-hand side. The Good Place films in Soundstage 44 with Ted Danson and Kristen Bell, also on NBC. But you know what? 44 has been home to some pretty major films. One of them was Furious 7. Is anybody here a fan of the Fast and Furious franchise? Y'all, one day, my tram went right past this soundstage the second that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson walked outside, okay? And instead of me being a professional, I was shook. I saw his face, and on this microphone I said, "There goes my husband." Couldn't stop it. It just came out. And he turned around, he was like, "Are you talking about me?" And I was caught at this point, so I said, yep. And then he winked at me and he gave me a thumbs up, and that's pretty much when I knew that our love was strong, you know what I mean? Our love is real. We're meant to be, guys, okay? Laugh at me all you want, but it was the best day of my life. Now, no matter who we work with here at Universal, whether it's my beautiful husband or not, gotta make sure that they're super comfortable on screen and off, right? Stars these days are very fortunate. They have these beautiful, luxurious star wagons and trailers, but these buildings on our left, these were the dressing rooms of some of the biggest stars of our time, like Rock Hudson, Jimmy Stewart, Doris Day. And if they weren't hanging out in their dressing rooms, you can find them hanging out in Bungalow 5195 here on our left. You can't visit. It has Alfred Hitchcock's silhouette next to the door, because that was Alfred's office. All of the concepts for Psycho, Vertigo and the Birds happened right there. and now it belongs to the De Laurentiis company, and they're the ones that produce Hannibal on NBC with Hugh Dancy. And this is a very busy time for us, especially when it comes to television. We're bringing shows back to life. Soundstage 22 here on the left-hand side was home to Will and Grace's return to television last September for their 9th season after an 11-year hiatus. At the same time as Will and Grace was filming in 22, 23 right next door was taken over by Law & Order True Crime, the Menendez murders with Edie Falco. Now, recently, we wrapped the 2nd season of World of Dance here with Jennifer Lopez, Neo, Derek Huff, and Jenna Dewan in these sound stages. So now both of these stages are home to America's Got Talent. So if you can't find production in these stages, you can almost always find them across the street here in the Metropolitan section. We've arrived. We're here at the first acre of our 400-acre journey we're taking here today. So if you don't have your cameras out at this point, get them out. Because we're no longer going to be seeing sound stages, no more office spaces. We're going to recognize sets from different films and TV shows. We're getting a little sneak peek here on the right-hand side of the Metropolitan section, just the first 4 acres of our lot. These buildings are over 50 feet tall to give us the illusion that we're looking at skyscrapers, but really we're just looking at facades, the fronts and sides of buildings. Welcome to our first neighborhood. This is Brownstone Street, famous for so much, but mostly for Bruce Almighty.
Grace, the door! I'm in the shower! Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good. Oh, you're done now. Great.
If you know the line, say it.
Beautiful.
Now, Brownstone Street is beautiful, but where we're going next, it's my favorite. It was right about here where Marty McFly was revving up the engine to the DeLorean, trying his best to get it to go to 88 miles per hour, something we cannot do with this tram. Right, Dixie? It's unfortunate. We always try, though. Welcome to Hill Valley from Back to the Future. As we round the corner, take a look out to our left, we're seeing the same clock tower that Doc was all taking from. Doc was played by Christopher Lloyd, an amazing actor whom we love. And he does not love heights, but he still had to film that scene. And he was terrified.
It was actually the back lot of Courthouse Square that inspired the entire climax to Back to the Future.
I had scenes up in the clock tower on that lead. It was lead felt that wide. And I was standing inside looking at the ledge, and I already had vertigo. I just thought there's no way in the world, no way I'm going to stand on that. I was up there for quite a while. Of course, I had a cable.
So, the clock tower looks different today, doesn't it? It's missing those iconic long white columns, but actually, they're not missing. If you focus on the open door here today, we'll start to see that the columns are right behind that open door, which means that all we did was shift that brick wall forward just a little bit. And by doing that, we changed the look of this part of the lot for other productions to be able to film here. It can never look like Hill Valley from Back to the Future in anything but that franchise. So when Once Upon a Time filmed here from ABC, you never knew that they were filming in the middle of Hill Valley because we had to change the look of it from time to time. So usually everything that films there, super peaceful, until you round the corner into chaotic Manhattan. This is our very famous New York street. This has been featured in Captain America, The First Avenger, The Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Changeling, The Blues Brothers. This was transformed into an obstacle course 3 times for American Ninja Warrior. The Fate of the Furious filmed here, Live by Night with Ben Affleck, and a little show called How I Met Your Mother. So, a lot of actors are super familiar with New York Street, but no one knows it the way that Jimmy Fallon does.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York! I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. What's got mugged over there? An old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Get a little New York City.
I'm walking here! I'm walking here!
Yeah, it's cool guys. I'm just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal.
Alrighty, nice. My favorite part about New York Street is that almost everything we're seeing here today in regards to the design was designed by Steven Spielberg. When we went through a remodel here a few years ago, we asked him for his opinion, but that pretty much became him turning into the lead consultant of this entire remodel. So we like to give him credit for New York Street. Now, we've also worked with some pretty fantastic directors here over the years. You should see. Bye to that tram. So, Dixie's waving, so I wanted to join her for a second. So we worked with some pretty amazing directors over the years. Of course, Steven Spielberg is one of them, if not the main one, but we've also worked with Peter Jackson. He brought us King Kong 360 3D, which is where we're going right now. So do me a favor, guys. Turn the flash off your cameras and cell phones. Hold on to your belongings and remain seated at all times. If you have anything on the floor, bags, purses, souvenirs. Pick it up now, put it on your lap, or lose teeth. It's gonna get bumpy. If you lose anything here, thank you for your donation to us here at Universal Studios. Okay? Still have your boyfriends on the ends. You got 2 minutes to figure out how you really feel about them.
It's the original King Kong that I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 years old. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D Universal experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island. The Universal tram is winding its way through a very rough, narrow trail to Skull Island, allowing visitors to see people from the wildlife of Skull Island.
Everyone in the car looks terrified. Y'all okay? Gonna jump out? Okay, listen. Let me be very honest with you guys, okay? Honesty is the best policy in these situations, and please do not hate me for saying this to you, but it gets worse. It really does. So the sooner we embrace this, the easier the rest of this tour is going to be, because this was amazing. Okay, Peter Jackson, genius, but he did not do this alone. He works with this phenomenal team in my home country of New Zealand. This team is known as Weta Digital. They're a 6-time Academy Award-winning production company that specializes in all things animation and visual effects. This team has Oscars for their work on Avatar, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, The Planet of the Apes, The Hobbit, The Jungle Book, and of course King Kong. They're going to tell you exactly how they put it together for us here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Weta Digital.
With Project Studios tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. You're seeing clowns from this side and T-Rexes from the other side. Working on a movie, we always know people are there. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that they're working on. Here, you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions. Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the cameras come out. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away. We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information that we get pictures and presented into the audience because it's a hell of a ride.
Alrighty guys, keep those 3D glasses somewhere safe. You're not going to need them for a while. In fact, I will let you know when to put them on much later for Fast and Furious Supercharged, okay? In the meantime, you might as well keep the cameras out because I know we have some fans of that franchise on board and we're going to go check out the cars, okay? So anytime you see a car appear on screen in the industry, it is known as a picture car. And we have our entire picture car collection on display for you guys today. Everything's going to be on our left-hand side. Did you all just laugh at that lady? That's messed up. We're going to have a chat after this. We've got Kit from Knight Rider. This one was voiced by Val Kilmer. We also have the Ferrari from Magnum PI that Tom Selleck drove. We've got a few Back to the Future reveals with us today, of course. And we've got some Flintstone vehicles. That's from Foot Powers, that's cardio. It's going to be a no for me. You all have fun with that. We got a few of the bad boys on display from Fast and Furious. And you know what? We usually have Dom's Charger out here. It's currently under refurbishment. I believe we're expecting it back on the lot sometime next week. Got the Jeep Wrangler from Jurassic World that we just got back about 2 weeks ago. It's being used in another film. Wonder what that one's going to be about. We got the 1941 Willys Coupe from the Fate of the Furious. And the three outside of the tent at the very end are from Transformers. Take a good look at that army tank, the M2 Bradley. It's almost entirely made out of wood. We leave it outside on purpose. We let it be exposed to all the weather conditions and the weather ages the wood on its own. So by the time we need to use it for production, we barely have to do any refurbishing to it. It's ready to go. Easy, affordable movie magic. Now what was neither of those things was the making of Jurassic World. Who here has yet to see the first one with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard? Anybody? You haven't seen it yet? Girl. No, that's not okay. Okay, I'm going to show you my favorite scene, and hopefully this convinces you to watch it tonight. This is my favorite. When they're being attacked by pterodactyls, and this man right here, he prioritizes. And he saves those margaritas before he saves himself. You guys remember this? This is my spirit animal. This is also Jimmy Buffett, the creator of all things Margaritaville. So of course Jimmy's in a movie where he's not only drinking margaritas, but he's gonna steal yours too. Are you kidding? This is what I want to be when I grow up. Just like Jimmy Buffett. Now, I think we should all go straight to Margaritaville on City Walk right after this tour, you guys don't? I'll get Dixie to drive us there. Dixie, you want to drive us there? There's a shortcut, right? It really comes down to if we make it out of here or not, because dinosaurs! No! Dixie, isn't it so weird when people laugh at this part? I guess being attacked by dinosaurs is supposed to be funny. Oh, I get it. No, they're laughing because they think it's water. Oh man, y'all, I hope it's water. Please don't ask me because look, I have a window. I'm safe. I'm safe from all the stuff I'm gonna put you guys through today. There was a moment of realization on this lady's face right now. She was just like, oh no, oh no. When I told you it gets worse, it really does get worse. So let me introduce you to Al Roker from the Today Show. He's gonna tell us the backlot forecast. What's up, Al? Please tell me something good. No, that's not Al. Hey.
Hi everybody, here's today's forecast for the Universal Backlot.
Okay.
It's gonna be sunny and dry in 6 Points, Texas.
Okay.
Cool and cloudy in Little York. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street. And we've got a high chance of fog and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, and Island Broad. That's your forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on in your neighborhood.
Okay, so here in Old Mexico, Al Roker forecast a flash. Oh no, that's not why we're here, okay? Dixie and I brought you here specifically to show you a little weather effect. Today, we're gonna focus on rain. So let's go ahead and cue that rain now. Perfect. So the rain we're seeing just water being shot up through overhead sprinklers. If you are scared, huh? She's like, what is happening back here? She doesn't even want to look at these water effects. Is anybody here from LA, born and raised? This is rain. Okay? When water falls from the sky, it's this magical thing called rain, and everything we're seeing here today looks good. Sometimes the water falls a bit too far apart, so we would have to fill in all the gaps with more sprinkler systems, and walking on descent, this would look like a torrential downpour. But on camera, it's going to look good. Sometimes we still have to add a little bit of powdered milk into the water, which tints it just enough to be seen perfectly on screen. I know it's weird, but it works. And luckily, what's not powdered milk at all for you guys is that massive flash flood. Anyway, for cars 3 and 4, does anybody have a poncho? Because you're going to, oh my gosh, I can't say it's going to be as bad as cars 1 and 2, but I can say just take them. You got scared. Everybody in car 1 just flinched a little bit. Are you guys okay back there, car 2? On the left-hand side, did we feel a little bit of a sprinkle, right? Did we feel it on the right-hand side back there, cars 2, 3, and 4? Not really, right? Don't you worry, right-hand side. You will. In fact, all the water effects from this moment on are all on the right. Have fun with that. Don't switch your seats. Don't scoot over. No. Yeah, we'll see about that. Everybody on the right-hand side, I can literally see you guys trying to calculate the ways you're going to try to switch your seats. And you can't. You have to remain seated. It's actually part of the safety rules. It's not me. It's don't blame me. Just embrace the process, guys. It's going to be great. So on our left-hand side, we're seeing a little bit of 6 Points, Texas here. Now, 6 Points is going through a massive overhaul. We're in the middle of pre-production right now. And this particular crew that's here, they're here several months in advance. They're not going to start filming until at least maybe the end of summer. Unfortunately, this production that's taking place here, I can't tell you what it is. In all of my years of being a tour guide, we've experienced a lot of top secret productions, and I've never experienced something so high profile as this set that's being built for this particular production. It's going to be epic. So if you think Westerns are done, they're not. They're making a comeback. They're going to be amazing. So keep in mind that right about now, we're at the halfway point in the tour. So if you need to be off of this train for any reason because you dropped an item and can't wait to use the restroom, or you need to get back to the theme park, just let me know, get my attention by pulling down on the red cord, and I'll be back there to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so, guys, okay? So as we continue forward, in just a little bit, I'm going to have to get off the microphone. On our right-hand side, just on the other side of these gray cabins, is a beautiful, fully functioning house for the Hallmark Channel's Home and Family. They film here Monday through Friday. They're filming in the house right now. They were filming in the backyard. They've moved production indoor, and that house is not soundproof. It's a fully functioning house here on the lot. So just to make sure I don't interrupt them when we drive past, I'm going to get off the microphone for a minute or two, okay? So before we get over there, let's take a stroll through Little Europe. Little Europe right now is mostly known for NBC's The Good Place with Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. So if you've ever seen this show, it's still completely dressed for it because they're going to continue filming here very soon. This has also been Genovia in The Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement. This has also been featured in Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Michael Jackson danced on these cobblestone streets for his music video for Smooth Criminal. Speaking of musical legends, Whitney Houston was here singing and dancing with Brandy for their live version of Cinderella that filmed here so many years ago. This has also been home to Sarah Michelle Gellar and David Moranis when they filmed several episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer here, as well as Anna Paquin and Stephen Moyer for a few episodes of their show together called True Blood on HBO. Now we have filmed almost all of our monster movies here as well. We're getting closer to that set, guys. I'll be back in just a little bit. Talk amongst yourselves. They can't hear you. Just me.
Pretty much like just get to show their stuff and then get rides on the way instead of waiting in lines.
I wish I charged my camera more. I wish I
thank you so much for that quick adjustment. We always have to give production as much courtesy as we possibly can. So let's hang out here. Soundstage 50 has full effects ready to go. This one happens to be an 8.3. Oh, so you might want to hold on to someone or something because this is when it starts to get worse or better, depending on how you view things. I think this is natural. Walls running behind us, guys. Look behind us, my car's 3 and 4. This is going to be cars 3 and 4. Scoot in quickly. Good God, not kidding you. Do it now quickly before it catches on fire. Well, get ready for a drop happening now. Insert evil laugh here. It's amazing. It's magical. Are you guys freaking out? Don't freak out. Actually, that smells pretty bad up here right now. Is that a gas leak? If that's a gas leak, we'll be dealing with lots of fire, guys. I hate fire. Whee! No, I mean, oh no, so scary. And another drop. That drop means we're on time for the grand finale. Man, it's like Sal Ranch up here, Carwan. It's gonna be fine. Just do me a favor. Brace yourself. Trust me. Ladies and gentlemen, you just survived an 8.3 on the bridges. It's not over. On the right-hand side, it's your time. What's wrong? I can't. There's no one for that. Just gonna keep going. That was an 8.3 on the Richter scale. You just survived the big one. We can simulate just about anything within the walls of a soundstage. We've done tornadoes, but our favorite happens to be an 8.3. Let me show you what all that looks like on screen. Here's a little scene featuring the 8.3 on the Richter scale in a scene from an episode of Bones.
What's going on?
Yes, we've been through a lot today, guys, and we deserve some sort of break, okay? And you know what? We'll get one when the tour is over, because we're gonna go full speed ahead to check out Amity. And if you think of Jaws when I say the word Amity, good for you. But our version of the town is the definition of family friendly. Look at this. Super peaceful. We caught the Great White. There it is. And we have visitors there today. How sweet. We also have a police driver out here today. I think his name is George. I don't know it. I don't really know his name, guys. I'm sorry. We go through police drivers here all the time. Oh my gosh. Are you seeing this? It's a dolphin. Oh my gosh. We did it. Dixie, look, I've been begging them for a dolphin. Is that George out there? He's going to freak out. Oh, look at them. They're playing. Oh, George. George, turn around. Everybody's taking pictures of you, George. He's kidding. He'll be back up in a second. He's sweat. What did that say, Dixie? Are you kidding me? It's like our 8th police driver this month. Oh my gosh. Oh, guys, this is good. There's bait placed at the bottom of that buoy, okay? If it's moving around, that means the shark actually took the bait. We should be... No. Okay, so what, the shark can start fires now? Okay, I know this is getting worse by the second, but we need to remain calm and focused. We have to try to find it before... It's too late! It is my favorite thing when people scream at that. It is. Yeah. I wish I could tell you right hand side that that's the last of the water effects. So I won't. You guys okay back there, car 3? There's a lot of laughter back there. Laughter in these situations is stemmed from adrenaline. Adrenaline is associated with fear. So if you're gonna cry back there, car 3, please cry in private. Okay? Oh, super important question. Who here has never seen Jaws? Be honest, tell me right now. Dixie, call security, get them out of here. Are you kidding? You haven't seen Jaws? That's your homework. That's your homework. Tonight, mandatory. This is not even for extra credit. This is a serious grade, okay? I only am making this mandatory because the sooner you watch this movie, the sooner you're going to realize that we don't belong in the ocean, okay? And as soon as you realize that, your quality of life is going to improve significantly. You know what? I feel like Steven Spielberg probably felt the same way, guys, because When he took his production away from sound stages and took them to the middle of the ocean, all of their luck ended right there, especially for the Mechanical Shark. When he exposed the Mechanical Shark to salt water, the salt water rusted away everything that made it work. It's the main reason why it stopped working. They got maybe a good 10 days out of that production with it. And on your screens is one of the days the shark did not work, and you can actually tell this because we see the victim in the water. We know the shark is there, we just can't see it because it didn't work. So Steven got creative quickly by transforming the camera and all of its movements into what the shark was supposed to do in these scenes, and this move alone is what made Jaws a psychological thriller. He was never able to fill in those gaps because of technical difficulties, so he let you fill in the gaps with your own imaginations, letting you create your own terrifying scenarios. But we're good now, guys. We're in the suburbs at this point. Nothing too scary to worry about up this way, except for those desperate housewives. They're pretty scary. So let's check them out. Welcome to Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives. The second house on our left, the beige one with the columns out front, belonged to Gabrielle Solis, played by Eva Longoria. 2 doors down from Gabby, also on the left-hand side, keep your eyes peeled for another beige house, this time with a brick finish. That belonged to Susan Delfino, played by Terry Hatcher. It was actually painted yellow on the show. On our right-hand side, it's a 2-story blue and white house. That belonged to Brie Vanderkamp, played by Marsha Cross. There's a lot of men on this tram right now pretending like they never watched this show. Yes, you did. It's okay, it's on your Netflix queue. Let's not lie, okay? We're going to the end of the cul-de-sac to visit the most scandalous house of them all. They belong to Edie Britt, played by Nicolette Sheridan. It's the very last one here at the end of the cul-de-sac on the right-hand side. Edie wasn't the best neighbor here on Wisteria Lane, so eventually she left and that house was taken over by Renee Perry, played by Vanessa Williams. So if Dixie and I in conversation were ever discussing this part of a lot, neither one of us would ever refer to this as Wisteria Lane. That's simply not the history that this street has. It's always going to be known as Colonial Street, should I say, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. On our right-hand side, this is the final housewife property. This belonged to Lennon Scavo, played by Felicity Huffman. This is my favorite house on the block because it's a perfect facade. Takes a few steps in through the front door and boom, you're going to hit a tree. Going about 5 steps past that tree, you're going to fall straight down a cliff. No rooms, no walls, no structures, not even a backyard, just the front and the 2 sides, so it makes it look like a house, should I say. So, the purple and white house coming up on our right-hand side. This is the most historical house on the block because it's always going to be 1313 Mockingbird Lane. That was home to the Munsters. Like I said, before the housewives moved in here, this was Colonial Street. And before this became a dramatic neighborhood, we already had some really cool neighbors living here. To make this super contemporary, on our left-hand side, this green and white house on the corner is from Neighbors 2, a sorority rising with Zac Efron and Seth Rogen. In fact, when they wrapped Neighbors 2 here on the lot, Zac and Seth, being the pranksters that they are, decided they wanted to try pranking several guests while they took a tour. So here it is.
They told people that there's a new Universal Comedy Tour, and we're supposed to go talk to these people, but they're not excited.
You guys excited?
Yeah!
I'm nervous. Take a look at that house. It's from Neighbors 2. You guys are stressed. Look at this.
I am stressed right now.
Oh my gosh, this looks so cute. Ready, you guys? Get in there. 1, 2, 3. How do you feel that Zac Efron? That was amazing.
We hope you enjoyed it, and please go see Neighbors 2. Yeah.
So everything that films on Colonial Street has a very traditional look to it. Very pretty, typical, standard neighborhood, right? So let's throw away tradition as we round the corner into Whoville from Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now, believe it or not, what we're looking at here today, guys, isn't even 10% of Whoville. It was actually the size of a football field, built within the walls of 11 sound stages. It was a massive set. So we took a small portion of it out to feature it here on the studio tour, and it's all the original product. You know what you're looking at? Styrofoam. This section alone is 2 million linear feet of styrofoam. That car is a golf cart, also covered and refurbished with a bunch of styrofoam. It's pretty cool. Now, personally, I think that we should have left the Who's alone. We should have left them in the sound stages with the Grinch, because by the end of that, they all got along, right? Why take them away from what they know? If we're going to do that, let's set them up for success. We didn't do that, guys. We put them right next door to the two worst next-door neighbors in cinema history, the Bates. These are the original sets from the film Psycho, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. We got the mansion up the hill. Oh my gosh. Norman. Sweet face. I brought you guests, Norman. Norman. Give him a second, guys. He's probably gonna powder up real quick, come back out, take a few selfies. We've been working on his... Are you kidding me? No. Oh my gosh, I just threw her in the trunk. Norman, listen, I know this is a lot of people. We don't have to act out like this. It's gonna be fun. Oh, come on. Okay, we gotta go. Norman, listen to me. We're gonna do those breathing exercises, Norman, okay? We're gonna breathe in relaxation. We're gonna exhale that hatred and crazy. Oh my gosh. Are you okay back there, Car 4? Are you good? Listen, if you're a Gryffindor, it's your fault. Because you're supposed to be brave or whatever, right? Still gonna take... Look at him, he's still staring. My gosh, that could have gone a lot worse. Oh, I don't know what's worse, Norman and his mother together or having to face this every day. Welcome to the disaster zone from War of the Worlds. Directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning. Take a look out to your left. That is a real Boeing 747 they purchased for this film just to demolish it. When this was a brand new set on the lot, a pilot flew over this, making his descent to the Burbank airport. Oh yeah, when he saw this up above, he freaked out because he thought it was real. So he ended up calling it in as a plane crash.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When you first began to sit down to talk about the War of the Worlds, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep your eyes on me. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Okay. Got them closed? Robbie, get in.
Alrighty guys, we have approximately 10 minutes left in the tour. We will be returning to the theme park shortly. Same rules apply. If you need to get my attention, pull down the red cord. I'll be back there to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. As we exit War of the Worlds, I want us to take a sharp look out to our right-hand side. We're going to start to see a big blue wall in the distance. Now, in front of that blue wall is a cement basin. So essentially, we fill that basin up with water, and that blue wall can be transformed into anything we need in regards to a landscape, like the Hudson River, which is exactly what Clint Eastwood did when he filmed Sully here with Tom Hanks.
Evacuate.
So just imagine that plane floating out in the middle of that cement basin that's to our right-hand side for about a good 2 to 3 months. Then they use the blue screen to digitally input the New York City skyline behind it, and suddenly you think we're filming in the middle of the Hudson River, but we're just really here in the back acre of the Universal lot. 2 weeks after Clint Eastwood wrapped Sully here, Chris Nolan moved in to film Dunkirk here in Falls Lake with Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, and Harry Styles. This is a very productive part of our lot. You're not just going to film here for a day. You're going to be
this
here.
This might be more serious than I thought.
What?
What just happened?
Hello?
This is a secure line. Who are you?
Oh, that's a secure line. I don't really know. Oh my
I'll
gosh.
tell you who I am, boy.
It's my husband.
I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight.
Yep.
I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation.
Okay.
My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on 2 things, sweet cheeks. 1, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And 2, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come. He'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. And every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the ride.
This is not your jurisdiction.
It is now, stink pickle.
I'm so tired of you state guys stepping in. Just whatever you feel like.
Mute him.
Oh, no problem.
Don't you?
I got it.
That's better.
I love you.
We're moving your vehicle to a safe location until we have the situation under control.
But
Until then, I want everybody to stay calm. Enjoy the ride. taking care of business. Mom's on.
Okay, guys, you do not need those 3D glasses yet. Just keep them somewhere close. In the meantime, keep the flash off your cameras and cell phones held on to your belongings and remain seated. What's going on in here? Okay.
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party, and the what other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Bill,
That's right, party's over.
you know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Thanks. Let's back up a little bit. Got it. It's like that. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours.
Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
Got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of tonight.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. Cops can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Alrighty, guys, we're moving out. Go ahead and put those protective 3D glasses on. You're going to need them right now. Once again, to Letty's point, one flash, one ringtone here can give us away. So let's make sure we take care of them before we come to a bomb. Guys, this is serious, okay? We're in deep hiding at this point. We kind of need to cooperate here as best as we possibly. What was that? No, I don't think we can stay here.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now, or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Come to the left. This thing ain't going fast enough. Roman, Letty, hook him up. I got the movement. Now we're moving.
Yeah, look out! You give me the witness to run on the call of the day! Don't think you're getting away!
Way to go, Letty. Don't line it up the missile shot. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this. Coming up to Hamilton Bridge. Under construction. Hit the nitrous. Ride or die.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the grand finale of the studio tour, Fast and Furious Supercharged. Thank you all so much for being with us here today at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA. Before you guys leave the park, go on all of our rides, go see all of our shows, especially Waterworld. It was gone for a while, it's back now, it's bigger and better than ever. Go through the Walking Dead maze. Do it. Let the zombies chase you. They're going to get all up in your personal space, girl. Right here. Okay? Do it anyway. Face your fears, live your best lives, and thank you later. Okay, you're welcome. Ooh, so here's an inside tip for you all to get the most out of today's visit with us. Download the official Universal Studios Hollywood app to give up-to-the-minute park information for show times and wait times. It will also confirm the time the park is closing tonight. My name is Tiffany, our awesome driver's name is Dixie. Thank you so much for letting us take you around the Universal lot and safely at that because of Dixie behind the wheel. But in the meantime, there's a saying in Hollywood that actually applies to this exact moment. And ladies and gentlemen, that saying happens to be none other than... That's a wrap. Yay, we did it, y'all. Also, most of the studio tour guides here at Universal are, in fact, actors. You can catch a few of us on NBC's This Is Us. 2 of us just signed on for next season, season 15 of Grey's Anatomy on ABC. So we go all out and about in the industry. I'm making my first ever major motion debut and my first ever feature film next summer in a little film known as the next installment of Avengers. So if you have any questions, shook. I know, I'm shook too. She said, that was me when I got the part. And then I fainted. I actually fainted, so please come by, ask me whatever questions you want, except for spoilers about Avengers. I can't do that, I'm so sorry. I really wish I could. But I will let you know that when I showed up to the Avengers premiere for Infinity War, all of us were on the assumption that we were watching a very specific movie, that we watched the movie and all of us were holding hands like,